I think one of the biggest things in the world is that when you wake up early as hell in the morning and you look at yourself and you don't want to go to work, it's one of the saddest things to see. I know how it is, guys. It's the saddest thing. But the truth reality is, I'm gonna be talking about two things. A quick little story, because apparently a lot of you guys like to hear my stories. And the second one is, why did I make this 24-hour stream? But let's talk about the first thing. The first thing is actually a crazy story I remembered when I was working at my first job. Yes, it's my first job. My first job was at Subway. And I know you guys seen the video with the animation guy, Odd Ones Out. He has a good animation video about Subway. That's what he called it, Subway. And man, I have a story about Subway too. I remember when I first got the job at Subway, I was like, oh cool, it's time to make some money. It was kind of weird because when you get your first job, you're always nervous and you're always sensitive about what the hell you're going to do next. And you don't understand what to do. You're just stuck there thinking, alright, I'm going to make this guy sandwich real quick. I'm going to slap on whatever he wants me to do. Boom, boom, yada, yada. I got that on the roll already. But I remember just like 2 weeks in, the first day I worked with some girl. I feel like she didn't like me. She was always quiet and always looked at me. She looked like Big Bird from Sesame Street. I don't know why. She was actually pretty weird, always looking at me time to time. I don't know. It felt weird. Ugh, just talking about it. Discovering that girl always being weird most of the time, I always looked around and noticed she always left me alone to do work and she always had to go to the bathroom. I don't know why girls or anyone likes to go to the restroom. I'm not gonna lie, I go to the restroom because I like to take out my phone and text all my homies and call them. But that's what everyone does. Take out their phone and do whatever the hell they gotta do in there. And take their sweet time because they're at work and no one wants to do crap at work. That's the most important thing that no one wants to do is do anything at work. I swear, doing something at work just requires so much effort in your time. You're just sitting there, why am I working here? Oh, because I need to pay bills or whatever stuff I gotta do. But this girl was always quiet around me. Didn't know why. She didn't talk to me. She always did everything, most of the work. She had me doing some things, and I always wanted to confront her about it. And it was just the weirdest thing about that confrontation when I had to confront her. I asked her, how come you always so quiet around me? She said because I had a boyfriend. In my mind, that made me think, why? So I told her, okay, you got a boyfriend, but I don't understand why you're always quiet around me. And then she hits me up with this. It's because I think you're cute, and you kind of look like him, but you're cuter. So that kind of tripped my mind out, because it's kind of weird, because whenever you work at a job, it requires only 2 people, and if especially it's a girl and a boy, you always get that weird tension of, one is like they get too friendly, or 2, you're just so used to talking to them because that's your homegirl, or the third one is maybe because they like you and you got the looks like me. Yep, I know you don't have to whistle at me, but honestly, people can be really different. So I remember telling her, I said, "Oh, thanks, that's a good compliment," but she always stayed quiet around me. It was kind of weird thing. And I remember another crazy story too. When I was working with her, the nastiest, most funniest thing that ever happened was that I helped a customer, and I remember it was like a hot day and there was flies. So one fly came by to the cheese, right? I didn't notice it. I put it inside. I slapped the cheese on. He got a BMT. BMT is if I remember correctly, it is a ham, pepperoni, and salami. And I still remember the formula: 664. Perfect. Hell yeah! I better get an A for the day. But I remember when I put the sandwich right in the toaster, put it in there, slapped the button on, put it exactly like 30 seconds, I guess he wanted it not too toasted. And I was like, okay, boom. I remember he had it on wheat bread too. I can't forget about the bread. I took out the bread, take off the little, plastic thing they have on it. I don't know, paper that doesn't burn. You put it on there. And I remember, okay, what vegetables would you like? And I looked at the cheese a little bit, and you can see the wing of that fly. I remember I felt disgusted after, but I was like, I tried to pick it out, but I didn't want to look weird because the guy kept looking at me. Everyone knows that the people that work at Subway, you always gotta look at a window and see what someone has to do with your sandwich, because that's the most important thing everyone does. Like, the customer always looks at you while the other, workers just putting in the stuff that they want. So I remember I didn't want to say anything because I already made the sandwich and I didn't feel like doing anything else. So I had to put a little bit of stuff that I had to put, whatever you want, lettuce, tomato, if I remember, cucumbers. I don't remember everything. So I remember closing the sandwich, and luckily he didn't see. And I closed it, cut it in half, wrapped it up, told him it was $8.75. I don't know if it still cost that much. And he looked at me and he was like, "Man, you made a good sandwich." And I was like, "What? Did you not see that fly inside of it?" Well, I guess not, because the cheese was melted. I guess it was a cheesy fly sandwich. Heck yeah. Get some loves in there, boys. But I remember since then, I didn't want no one touching my food ever again the way I seen something nasty. Because that made me think that, wow, people could just fly by, pass by anything without others noticing, and they can get sick. But I guess he had a good sandwich. Sorry, guy, that the guy served and gave you a fly sandwich, even though it was really disgusting. And sorry, the area we're in is not so okay. But before I go, guys, the second thing I have right now, I have a live stream for a 24-hour challenge. I needed to get 1,000 sub counts, and I don't know if it's gonna work too well or not. But I'm gonna continue on looking. Once I reach that 1,000 sub count, I'm gonna pick one winner to receive a PC that I have. Hopefully, someone wants to win that PC. If not, it's totally fine. It's okay. You don't have to be biased. I guess I'll just give this PC to something or someone. But I'm trying to give it away for 1,000 subs once I reach on top. Until then, it'll say Pop24. I'll see all you guys. You guys stay safe. Be happy. Stay away from losers and bullies. I'll see you guys. Peace.